Hello again to all of the Canvas family out there in the Canvas land. We have a special guest with us this morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're joining from. Marc Barron, who is the VP and co-founder of CourseKey and Canvas, a fantastic partnership that we have with this program and this specific application that actually helps with assessments and engagement, right, Marc?
Yes, sir, and attendance.
And attendance. I love it. I love all of it. I'm so excited. But he's going to kind of overview exactly what CourseKey is, how it integrates really nicely inside Canvas with the presentation today. If you have questions, as always, we love that you share those in the comments section or the live chat on whatever platform you're watching. Be sure to throw those in. And then Marc's going to answer those at the end. So we're going to let him talk all about CourseKey and the great things they're doing there, and then kind of run through those questions at the end. So if you do have questions, go for it. Throw them in the comments. We'll save them, and then we'll do a little Q&A at the end. Does that sound good, Marc?
Sounds good, Eddie. Thank you.
All right. Can't wait. I'm going to turn it over to Marc Barron, co-founder and VP of CourseKey, with attendance and some engagement and how that all wraps inside the LMS that we know and love, Canvas. So thanks again, Marc. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you, Eddie. All right. Thanks, everybody, for taking the time today. We're going to discuss four main topics today. The first is just how this partnership supports and enhances hybrid or blended learning. And we're also going to discuss how we consolidate the outcomes of student asynchronous and synchronous activities into one centralized platform. We're also going to discuss how insights and behavioral analytics can help data-driven decisions. And lastly, we're going to talk about how this partnership helps all areas of your organization, whether you're a program director, campus leader, instructor, or a student. You all can benefit from this partnership. So let's dive into the details a little bit more. So CourseKey is a career education platform. We provide robust attendance analytics, and we provide a robust attendance solution, enabling users to securely check in and out of class in any learning environment, whether that be on ground, online, in a lab, in a hair salon, in an externship site. We can capture attendance using our patented technologies in any environment. We give administrators real-time insights into student attendance across programs and campuses through enterprise-style dashboards. We enable instructors and program directors to create opportunities for engagement and on-ground through an online or on-ground through a suite of engagement and assessment tools. CourseKey integrates with leading learning management systems, including Canvas and student information systems, so that you can ensure that your data is flowing seamlessly to and from each system. So here's a quick preview of some of the data that we've visualized for administrators. So here we're looking at Above and Beyond Career College in San Diego. You can see a list of about 12 courses that are active currently right now. And this gives you a quick insights into which classes you should be paying attention to. You can see that Bob Ross's class, Create Environments course, is, there's a lot of students missing from this class. So if you select this tile, you can see exactly which students are clocked in and which students are clocked out, and you can intervene and deploy your intervention strategies accordingly. You can also just look at different colleges or different campuses that you have access to, and at a snapshot, you can see which classes are doing well and which ones you need to take action on. So the beautiful thing about this partnership is that we bring online and on ground together. So the partnership between Canvas and CourseKey consolidates attendance data from synchronous and asynchronous environments into one central location. This is essential for hybrid and blended learning models. By visualizing data as a whole, administrators know exactly what's happening across environments and can make data-driven decisions and can take proactive and can be proactive with compliance and retention measures. So how do we get here? CourseKey started as a clock in and clock out system and engagement software. We quickly realized that there was an opportunity to leverage data and provide insights into what's happening across on-ground and on-ground learning environments. That includes classrooms, externships, clinicals, labs, salon floors. However, the pandemic forced schools to adopt a more hybrid blended learning model, and systems weren't able to accommodate for the new education landscape. This resulted in data being collected and fragmented in systems that did not communicate with one another. So we really focused on our integration with Canvas to make sure that we can pass data to and from each system and visualize it into one system. We leverage LTI and single sign-on protocols to embed CourseKey directly into Canvas's UI. So you access Canvas and you are authenticated and logged into CourseKey, and you can see all of the data in one central location without having to bounce in between systems. And that is the same for instructors, administrators, and students. So Canvas really focuses on providing the asynchronous activities and data that the student interacts with on a daily basis. And CourseKey does the same, but for the synchronous learning environment, when they're showing up on ground or when they're showing up in an externship site. Combining the two systems allows for administrators to have one holistic view of how students are doing. So the impact that this has on hybrid and blended learning is this allows, CourseKey allows students to digitize attendance, so no more paper processes. Even if you're a school that already has a digital process for capturing attendance, we can enhance this process and and visualize the data. When you merge synchronous and asynchronous components, schools can adopt hybrid blending without compromising student quality of education or losing visibility into student progress. And I think that's one of the things that we hear the most from from campus leadership is they want to adopt more hybrid and blended learning models, but they don't want to compromise students' education. So it is important to bring the data in so that you can see how effective your delivery method is for providing content to students. And this allows schools to measure the effectiveness and efficiency of their hybrid blended learning programs. So, two main benefits of consolidating the data into one view. Again, CourseKey is embedded from within Canvas, so you can see all the activity for Canvas and CourseKey in one central place. So what this does is you can actually have insight into student progression. You can see exactly where a student is in their program based on activities completed in Canvas and asynchronous sessions attended on ground or online. This is critical for understanding the latest activity recorded for a student, the student's last date of attendance, and improving retention. You also have insights into behavioral analytics. So you can identify trends, patterns at the class and student level, so you can get ahead of potential compliance risks. So I've talked a lot about the benefits of this, but let's actually dive into the platform so you can actually see how we visualize everything. So here we're in a class, the basics of animation. And in this class, you're in the attendance records view. And this is an overview. And this overview gives you that holistic view of both the synchronous and asynchronous activities at the class level. So you can see that you have 6 out of 9 students that are falling within that 80 to 100% threshold of total time awarded. So if you have a minimum threshold at your campus where students need to be above 80% of attendance, this gives you a quick snapshot of how many students are falling within that required parameter or threshold and everybody who is kind of trailing behind. So this is just a quick snapshot so you can see where students land. You can also see the distribution of the last activity recorded. So you see the majority of students have engaged with either Canvas or CourseKey in the last 3 days, and only 1 or 2 have not engaged with any course-related material in the past 3 days. So here, as you scroll down, we're still looking at the overview page of both the synchronous and asynchronous data from Canvas and CourseKey. But this allows you to see the percentage of total time awarded by student. You can see the number of hours that have been awarded. Here's the course totals. So the student is required to complete 80 hours of attendance in this course. And you can see that Daffy Duck has completed 72 of the hours required. You can also see the amount of time missed. Now, this gives you a quick snapshot of where everybody is at currently. But you can also drill down and see, I want to focus on the student that has not attended in either a asynchronous activity in Canvas or a synchronous activity in CourseKey. You can filter by these columns. And right now I'm looking at the student with that hasn't engaged in any material lately. So Speedy Gonzalez hasn't engaged in any material since May 5th. This is a student that obviously is falling below my minimum threshold, and we need to deploy intervention strategies with this student to get them back up to speed. Here, if we click over to the asynchronous tab, this is going to be specific to the data that is collected in Canvas. This is going to be specific to all of the online activities assigned in Canvas. So you can see that there's specific modules that were assigned to students in Canvas, and you can see the completion rate for each one of those activities. So if we're looking at this first one, 4 out of 9 students have submitted this assignment. This assignment is currently open. So the difference between the dark green and the light colored green are the dark colored green assignments are available right now to students. So you can see the progression in real time, how they're interacting with these required activities. The light green demonstrates the activities that are already closed. But this gives you a quick snapshot of how students are progressing, and instructors can monitor this daily because there should be an upward trend. Now, again, on the light green, this is what you want to see. You want to see 100% of your students have completed this assignment prior to the due date. So this tells you that all of my students have completed this assignment prior to the due date. So just a quick overview and snapshot at a glance of how students are doing. Now, if you want to look at weekly progression, this is a great tool as well. This is still on the asynchronous tab in the CourseKey UI, but this is still displaying the Canvas activities. So if you look at all of your students, this chart illustrates where students are at right now based on the activities that are available to them this week. So most schools have weekly activities that are due, and they are due typically on Sundays or Thursdays. And this demonstrates all of the activities that are available to students and how they're progressing. And this, at a glance, you can see that Speedy Gonzalez, again, needs some intervention. He needs some help here. But the rest of your students are doing well for the activities that are available this week. Now, let's say you want to not just focus on this week, but you want to look at the class overall and how students are doing. You can see that in Canvas, there's 40 hours of required asynchronous attendance time. And you can see that Daffy Duck has completed 100% of her time for this class. She doesn't have any time missed. But if we scroll down, we see Porky Pig has missed 2 hours and 30 minutes. And this allows you to really quickly filter and sort by students who are missing activities in Canvas and those that you probably want to nudge a little bit to complete these activities or potentially even help. This gives you a detailed view of every single assignment that was available and how much time was awarded for every student. This view is what you want to see. You want to see that for every single assignment that was available to students, they have completed this. These are completed assignments. You can see the due dates here. You can see how much time was awarded to students on that particular day. Students also have this availability and this visibility. So they can no longer they have to come to you and say, where's my attendance at for my asynchronous components and my synchronous components? They can see everything in their mobile application as well as directly in Canvas. But we've looked at the class totals overall, but let's look at let's hone in on a particular student and how they're doing, okay? So let's look at this student, Daffy Duck, and this student has, this is a detailed view of their synchronous and asynchronous time awarded and the asynchronous and synchronous time available. So here you can see that they've missed about an hour and 30 of attendance time in their synchronous component. You can also see the daily individual transactions. So you can see exactly what happened on a particular day. Was the student present? Did the student miss? So you can drill down into the individual student analytics, not just the class analytics. Now here we can look at the synchronous tab, and this is the data that is originated in CourseKey. So this is the class overview tab. And this tells you exactly how students were doing for their on-ground or remote attendance or virtual online attendance sessions. So CourseKey captures the synchronous attendance data, and we were just previously looking at the Canvas data, but this is specific to the data that is originated in CourseKey. Students clocking in and clocking out using their mobile device. So you can see the total time awarded for each student, the percentage of time awarded based on the time required. You can see if they've done any makeup attendance. You can see if they've missed any time, how much time is missed. You can filter by the last activity or the last clock in and clock out session. And students are driving this process. So students are clocking in and clocking out using our patented location technologies. So this data is not populated manually by the instructor. These are time-stamped events that are happening on the student device. This is just another view of this individual student's transaction record. So you can see that how much time has been awarded daily for that particular individual. And you can identify trends here if the student's showing up a couple minutes late every day. So if they're supposed to get 5 hours a day instead, and you can see that they're only getting 4 hours and 50 minutes a day, they're either leaving a couple minutes early or they're coming in a couple minutes late, or a combination of the two. But this allows you to see what's happening at the granular level for that particular student. Those indicators also, those icons also indicate a couple of different things. The red indicator lets you know that the student forgot to clock out. So we have some campuses that have a mandatory checkout policy, which means if you do not check out, you are not awarded time. And this is to combat students leaving early and the campuses not having visibility into that, which obviously exposes them to some vulnerabilities and some findings in an audit. So this allows campus leadership to get ahead of these trends and correct them. And this also negatively impacts the student so that they remember to clock in the next time and clock out the next time. If they see that time is missed, the instructor can go in there and take corrective action, which is what the blue flag indicates. The instructor, if they confirm that the student was there the entire duration of the time and they just forgot to clock out when they left, the instructor can override and award them attendance time for that session. So that's what the blue flag indicates. So obviously, CourseKey is designed to take all the administrative effort and all the administrative work from the instructors and make it student driven. So the less blue flags and the less red indicators, the better. That means the system's working, there's more automation and less manual intervention. So this is a holistic view of the individual student record, all of the assignments that they completed, the day that it was submitted, and the date that it was due. And you can see that it was submitted on time and how much attendance was awarded to that student for that particular assignment. So this view gives you a really good picture of how the students are doing for every single individual assignment. You can also add makeup time here, but this is really helpful so that student knows and can validate that they were awarded the appropriate amount of time for their submission. And this is just a more detailed, but you want to see this across all of your students. All of the assignments are on time. They were awarded 100% of their asynchronous attendance time. So this is the view that you want to see for every student. If it's late, there will also be late indicators there as well. If the student never submitted that, you will be able to see that here. And just as a reminder, this is data that is coming in from Canvas into the CourseKey UI, but this is embedded in Canvas's interface. So you can see all of the Canvas data without toggling in between the gradebooks of CourseKey and the gradebooks of Canvas. And we've looked at this already, but there's more to the administrative dashboards that are available, not just this one, but this one is very helpful at a snapshot to see how students are doing across all of your courses at all your campuses. But we have been focusing on the classroom analytics and behavioral analytics, but this is an administrative dashboards that your program directors, campus leadership, they all have access to, so they can monitor at any moment. And this is all updated in real time. So as students clock in and clock out, you will see these dials move. Here's another administrative insight tool that you have. This actually shows you the last activity recorded for all of your students at every single one of your campuses. So you can see that this school organization is above and beyond career college, but they have different locations: San Clemente, San Diego, San Jose, um, Houston, Miami. So you can see all of your students, and you can use these sliders to focus on um, certain thresholds. So if you have different intervention strategies at day 4 of not engaging in activities, day 6, day 10, you can actually use these indicators to focus on those individuals and deploy those intervention strategies. If you are a campus leader that needs to focus on just one particular campus, you can filter out those campuses above as well. But this allows you to really look at your entire campus and your entire organization holistically and see how much time and are students engaged with any of the course related materials, whether that be on Canvas or CourseKey. Here's another good insight and indicator that campus leaders use in real time. This tells you which students are missing from active sessions right now. So this is also a real time dashboard here. This tells you exactly which students are missing and what class they're missing from and who that instructor is. So if you have somebody, this is extremely important on first day starts. So when on the first day a student is starting, we have a lot of prior to CourseKey, campuses would deploy resources to ensuring that students were attending on that first day by standing outside of their classroom, checking in to make sure students were there. You no longer have to do that because you see in real time if the student is present or not using this dashboard here. So the benefits of having the holistic view of all of having this partnership between CourseKey and Canvas, this allows you to consolidate the data, and this brings value to you whether you're a program director, campus director, compliance leader, an instructor, and a student. So just as a recap, merging online and on-ground asynchronous attendance gives you the insights that you need to take action. We're really focused on actionable insights and giving you data in one view so you don't have fragmented system and fragmented data. So this partnership allows us to bring everything in-house into one centralized system. And this allows you to be proactive and make data-driven decisions to ensure compliance, improve efficiencies, while maintaining the quality of your students' education. So if you want to learn more about how CourseKey can help you achieve your school's goals, visit us at www.thecoursekey.com/Canvas livestream. You have the opportunity to request a personalized demo. You can navigate to homepage for a list of blended learning resources and subscribe to future content. Thank you for joining this live stream event. And please, I open it up to the audience for any questions.
Mark, man, you breezed right through that before we started. Yeah. Before we started, we were talking, right? We did this little banter back and forth, but just kind of getting to know each other. And he's like, I got a lot of slides. And he just rolled right. And I think you talked so eloquently about CourseKey throughout the entire thing. There are 0 questions coming in on the chat. So,
okay,
so you must have done some great things. We had some people wishing you good luck and saying hi, but nothing essentially out of the ordinary. This is your time. We have a little Q&A session here. So this is your time if you are interested in learning more about CourseKey. Obviously, Mark, do you want to go ahead and place your contact slide? You had that there before this slide.
Yes.
Correct? Can we leave that up for now?
Of course.
Just so folks can get a good look at that before they're out there. And if anybody has any questions, obviously a great way is to visit that link there, CourseKey.com/Canvas livestream, to ask essentially anything to get you in contact with CourseKey, to let you know all the great things they have going on. Dude,
of course, and you can always reach out to me on LinkedIn as well. I'm available, so definitely connect with me on LinkedIn if you have any questions.
Awesome. We love when folks are like, I'm open, right? I'm the same way. I tell people all the time, like, you want to connect with me on Twitter? Just send me a message, right? Like, I'm open, let's chat. I don't mind that at all. I think that's why we're all here to help each other as human beings be better. So I love that. I love that you're offering your personal LinkedIn there. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Mark, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, CourseKey is so cool, and we're excited about the partnership with you and the team. Please, audience out there that are watching us today, get a hold of CourseKey, CourseKey.com/Canvas live stream. You'll see all great things about maybe setting up a little personal demo, maybe talking to Marc some more. Thank
Definitely.
you so much again. Appreciate it. And you breezed right through it, man. It was like a pro. I couldn't believe it.
Thanks, Eddie. I appreciate it. You have a good one.
Guys, as always, like, share, comment, share this with your team. If CourseKey is something that you're evaluating or looking at, and you're a Canvas user and customer, and you want to just kind of add that integration, be sure to share that out to those people that will make that decision. We appreciate you being a part of today's live stream. As always, keep learning out there in Canvas land.